Rahim. My name is Aamer Alyzaee. I am a teacher cum trainer and teaching in different universities as visiting faculty. I am an industries person having more than 20 years of work experience in multinational organization. I have started converting my professional experience via my deliver lectures on my YouTube channel. This will help students to grab knowledge in this technological era. At first, I will be focusing economics, starting lectures on managerial economics. This will be 3 to 4 streams in total. Each lecture will be between 5 to 10 minutes duration to keep the students intact in small patch of time instead of long lectures. Coming to the point, my lectures will be in Urdu and English, both focusing the audience. 7. We discussed various types of cost curves and least cost combinations. So we try to understand these basics of these topics. In current lecture of lecture 8, we will be discussing equilibrium, break-even point, and importance of managers. So stay tuned. First, we will start to have basic understanding on revenue. Revenue क्या है? The earning of a firm is called revenue. It equals quantity sold into the price of the product. So total revenue की equation क्या बनती है कि TR is equal to price into quantity. So when a firm sells more output given price, its TR increases, total revenue increases. So thus total revenue increases with say defined price in imperfect competition. So in imperfect markets, monopoly, oligopoly and monopolistic competition, the firm is free to fix its own price. So monopolistic या oligopoly competition के अंदर अगर हम examples की बात करते हैं, तो जिस तरह OPEC countries हैं वो एक oligopoly की कैटेगरी में जाते हैं कि 5-6 बड़े ममालिक हैं कि जो अपनी मर्जी से ऑयल की प्राइसेस को फिक्स कर रहे होते हैं. यहाँ मोनोपोली की बात आएगी तो पाकिस्तान में हम थोराया की एग्जांपल ले लेते हैं, तो वो अपनी प्राइस फिट इन करेगा. और अगर सिर्फ टोयोटा मौजूद होगा तो वो मोनोपोलिस्टिक में जाएगा. अगर सिर्फ टोयोटा और होंडा होगा तो वो ओलिगोपोली में जाएगा, तो वो अपनी मर्जी की प्राइसेस फिक्स कर रहे होंगे. There is no market price per individual prices. So to sell more, the firm has to lower its prices. Therefore, the average revenue curve will be sloping downward. Total revenue will not increase continuously but will dip downwards after a maximum. Calculate the revenue in imperfect competition. So this table will explain and you will understand it in a good way that if price is 10 और quantity हमारे पास 1 आती है तो total revenue 10 हो जाता है, एवरेज रेवेन्यू भी 10 है, मार्जिनल रेवेन्यू भी 10 है. अगर हमारे पास प्राइस 9 है और क्वांटिटी 2 kgs है तो टोटल रेवेन्यू हमारे पास 18 हो जाएगा. एवरेज रेवेन्यू इस फार्मूला के तहत 9 और मार्जिनल रेवेन्यू 8 आएगा. इफ़ द प्राइस इज़ 3 एंड द क्वांटिटी इज़ 8 kg, तो टोटल रेवेन्यू P and Q को मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे तो 24 आ जाएगा. एवरेज रेवेन्यू विल रिमेन 3 and the marginal revenue will be on -4. So with this table it will be easier to understand how total revenue, average revenue and marginal revenue can be calculated. Market structure. So TR is equal to price into quantity, but price fixation depends on market. So different markets have different types of price fixation. In perfect competition, the market determines price and all firms have to sell at this price, so it needs to be uniform. So in imperfect market, what are the imperfect markets? The monopoly, oligopoly and monopolistic competition. Having these terminologies comes into the imperfect market. So price is fixed by individual firms and the price needs to be same for all firms in such markets. So this is the basic concept for revenue and the market structure. Here we can see the graphical representation of it. Total revenue, average revenue, marginal revenue in imperfect competition. तो इसको अगर हम graphic representation देखते हैं तो total revenue is an inverted U-shaped curve. Average revenue is downward sloping. MR is also downward sloping. It lies between average revenue and cuts X. X is when total revenue is maximum and then becomes negative. So here you can see the blue line, light blue line as marginal revenue, red line as an average revenue, and TR is at maximum. So this is how it is explained graphically. This we come to an end of to this lecture, and in next lecture we will be continuing on market equilibriums and basic understanding on equilibrium. Rahim. Assalam. This is Alyzaee, continuing on lecture 8. So lecture 8 stream 1. In this particular lecture we will be discussing equilibrium, market equilibrium, and the graphical representation of equilibrium. So stay tuned. The picture depicts the equilibrium of the firm, and we can see that A, C and B is the curve of the total cost. So below A से नीचे अगर हम जाएंगे तो क्वांटिटी 1 के ऊपर अगर हम देखते हैं तो वो भी लॉस में फर्म जाएगी, क्योंकि वहाँ पर टोटल कॉस्ट ग्रेटर देन टोटल रेवेन्यू आ रही है। और अगर हम Q2 और B पॉइंट्स के ऊपर की बात करते हैं कि वहाँ पर अगर फर्म जा रही है ओवर प्रोडक्ट कर रही है तो वहाँ पर भी लॉस है, क्योंकि टोटल कॉस्ट जो है वो ग्रेटर देन टोटल रेवेन्यू आ रहा है। मैक्सिमम प्रॉफिट कहाँ पे फर्म जनरेट कर रही है? पॉइंट R के ऊपर, क्वांटिटी 3 के ऊपर, जहाँ पे R और C लाई कर रहे हैं। So this gives us the maximum profit ratio where total revenue is greater than total cost. Market equilibrium. So market equilibrium जो है technically equilibrium supply और demand के दरमियान की बात है, and equilibrium means a state of equality or balance between market demand and market supply. So ये balance का नाम है कि market demand और market supply के दरमियान में अगर balance होगा, so that gives you the definition of a market equilibrium. Prices where demand and supply are out of balance are called point of disequilibrium. Equilibrium against the diagram which is being shown there. As Q increases, so total revenue and total cost both increases. So up to point A, total cost is greater than total revenue, so the firm runs at a loss. And if total cost is equal to total revenue, this is also called break-even point of a firm where profits are zero. So currently one can say कि पाकिस्तान जैसा टोयोटा जो होंडा जो अब इस लेवल पे करंट इकोनॉमिक सिचुएशन के अंदर है वो ब्रेक इवन के ऊपर चल रहे हैं. Beyond A, total revenue is greater than total cost, so the firm makes profit till point B, and at point B again the firm makes zero profit. क्यों? क्योंकि टोटल कॉस्ट टोटल रेवेन्यू के इक्वल आ जाती है. जब टोटल कॉस्ट ग्रेटर देन टोटल रेवेन्यू होगी तो इसका मतलब है कि दैट मेक firm is making losses, and this is an uneconomical zone for production. और ये वो स्टेज है ब्रेक इवन के बाद की स्टेज आ जाती है जिसके अंदर जैसे अभी करंटली टोयोटा ने अपना एक यूनिट बंद भी कर दिया because they are going into loss. You see that how much of an output should the firm produce to make maximum profits, and this will ये A और B point के दरमियान में lie कर रहा है. The output that fetches it maximum profit is the point where the difference between total revenue or total cost is maximum. To find this point, draw a tangent to the total cost curve that is parallel to total revenue curve. So this point Q3, इसका मैंने अभी ऊपर पहले भी एक्सप्लेन किया कि क्वांटिटी 3 के ऊपर आपका जो प्रॉफिट है वो मैक्सिमम पे होगा R और C की लाइन को ऊपर लेके जाते हुए. दिस इज़ द यूनिक पॉइंट एज नो अदर लेवल ऑफ आउटपुट विल गिव द मैक्सिमम profit for the firm. Thus equilibrium in monopoly in imperfect markets. So the same principle of the profit maximization applies in all imperfect markets. Taking monopoly as an example, the shape of the total revenue curve is different in monopoly. It is an inverted U-shaped curve, assuming that total cost curve has the same shape and profit maximizing output has to be the graphic representation of it on the equilibrium and monopoly form that we will discuss in upcoming lecture, so stay tuned. This is Aamer Alyzaee continuing with lecture 8 stream 3, and in this particular lecture we will be discussing equilibrium on monopoly firms with graphic representation and its definition. As the entrepreneurship we have to discuss that, and what as an entrepreneur you must know. Then we will be discussing break-even points with the basic definition, so stay tuned. This is the equilibrium graphic representation in monopoly firm, where we can see that total cost is, if the total cost is greater than total revenue at the point A, so it means the firm is in loss. Whereas on the other extreme we can see when C is crossing, the red line is crossing the blue line at the point B, so total cost and total revenue are going apart to each other. So from that point onwards it is again showing us the loss, the total, because total cost is greater than total revenue. And under the equilibrium where the maximum profit will be earned by a monopoly firm, that is again on Q3, between R and C. So you can see the span of profit here, because this is a monopolistic competition. The span of profit is more is greater than the previous one. Profit maximization under monopoly, when at A and B the firm makes no profit, as I explained earlier. As the PC, the maximum profit is the largest distance between total revenue and the total cost. So this is found at the output, where the slope of total revenue is equal to slope of total cost, shown by drawing tangents to the two curves, the locating that point where the two tangents are पैरेलल. सो यहाँ पर हम देख सकते हैं कि प्रॉफिट मैक्सिमाइजेशन आउटपुट है Q3, जो मैंने अभी आपको एक्सप्लेन की एंड the graphic representation of it. You have to look at as an entrepreneur what you want to know. Okay, how many goods do we have to sell before we start making money? If we sell 100 units, what will our profit be, and what will be the more profitable make or buy? These questions is break-even analysis. Decision making aid that enables a manager to determine whether a particular volume of sales will result in losses or profit. So we have to look at break-even analysis. It is a planning and control technique. One can say planning is make informed decisions at right time. Control is a constant check on different levels. Even points, a break-even point indicates that what level cost and revenue are in equilibrium. So here you can see that where the lines are crossing each other, so that shows us the equilibrium level. So what is it? So after that, this particular point when we start earning, so that is the definition of it, and it is a point of indifference where losses cease to occur while profit have not yet begun. So that point is called the break-even point, and after that the profit kick starts. In the next lecture we will be discussing on the basic concept and assumptions and the significance of break-even analysis. So stay tuned. Assalam Alaikum. Rahim. My name is Aamer Alyzaee. I am a teacher cum trainer and teaching in different universities as visiting faculty. I am an industries person having more than 20 years of work experience in multinational organization. I have started converting my professional experience via my deliver lectures on my YouTube channel. This will help students to grab knowledge in this technological era. At first, I will be focusing economics, starting lectures on Managerial Economics. This will be 3 to 4 streams in total. Each lecture will be between 5 to 10 minutes duration to keep the students impact in small patch of time instead of long lectures. Coming to the point, my lectures will be in Urdu and English, both focusing the audience. Analysis के basic concept में कौन सी चीज़ें हमारे सामने आती हैं कि हमने क्या चीज़ एनालिसिस में एनालाइज करनी है. फिक्स कॉस्ट है, वेरिएबल कॉस्ट है, कंट्रीब्यूशन मार्जिन है, रेवेन्यू है, प्रॉफिट है. सो दिस इज़ वेयर वी कैन हैव अ लुक एट इट. असम्पशंस हैं जिनको देखना ज़रूरी होता है कि व्हाट आर दोस पॉइंट्स. सो देयर आर 4-5 पॉइंट्स व्हिच आई हैव एलैबोरेटेड हियर. हम इसको देखते हैं कि ये क्या कहते हैं असम्पशंस के बारे में. कि ऑल कॉस्ट आर either perfectly variable or absolutely fixed. Volume of production and volume of sales are equal. Sale price of product is constant rate of increase is variable cost. No improvement in technology and labor efficiency. And one more thing, that changes in input prices are ruled out. A break-even point क्या है कि helps in determining the optimum level of output, the target capacity of the firm to get the benefits of minimum per unit production cost, minimum cost for a given level of output, selling price for a product, and establishing the point from where the firm can start paying dividend to shareholders. On the significance of break-even point, we have to look at the impact of new product launch, impact of purchasing new capital equipment, or make, buy or lease capital equipment. So revenue and cost implications of changing the process of production, impact of changes in price or cost on profit of firm. Different methods of representing break-even points. break-even points को मुख्तलिफ तरीक़ों से represent कर सकते हैं. graphical representation जो कि स्लाइड में हम देखेंगे. फर्दर अगर हम डिटेल में देखना चाहें तो इसको अलजेब्रिक तरीके से देखा जा सकता है. ग्राफिक के अंदर फिर आगे एनालिटिकल पैटर्न है और स्टैटिस्टिकल पैटर्न है टू कैलकुलेट दी break even points. The graphical representation of break even point. So we can see here that break even point, the red color showing is loss and the green color showing is the total profit. So ये वो point है 3 के ऊपर कि जहाँ से ये हम कैलकुलेट कर सकते हैं कि ब्रेक इवन पॉइंट से ऊपर हमारे पास सेल्स होंगी, उसके अंदर हमारे पास जो रेवेन्यू आएगा वो प्रॉफिट की कैश में जाएगा और उससे अगर नीचे होगा तो वो लॉस में जाएगा. So this is how it is presented and one can have a better understanding on firms total revenue and total cost analysis. This we come to an end to this lecture, and in next lecture we will be discussing the other approaches like algebraic approach, analytical approach, statistical approach, so you have a better understanding on how to calculate the break-even analysis, and then we will be discussing the role of managers as well. Assalamu Bismillah Rahim. Alaikum. This is Aamer Alyzaee. Continuing with lecture 8 stream 5. लास्ट लेक्चर स्ट्रीम 4 के अंदर हमने डिस्कस किए थे कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ ब्रेक इवन एनालिसिस को देखा था, सिग्निफिकेंस को डिस्कस किया था, मुख्तलिफ असम्पशंस को देखा था और ग्राफिक रिप्रेजेंटेशन के साथ हमने मेथड्स ऑफ रिप्रेजेंटिंग ब्रेक इवन पॉइंट, तो जिसके अंदर हमने देखा कि ब्रेक इवन पॉइंट को ग्राफिकली रिप्रेजेंट किया जा सकता है जिसमें एनालिटिकल और स्टैटिस्टिकल अप्रोच है, जबकि अलजेब्रिकली भी इसको एनालिसिस किया जा सकता है. तो फर्दर नेक्स्ट स्लाइड में हम लोग अलजेब्रिक अप्रोच को पिकअप करते हैं और उसकी डिटेल्स को देखते हैं कि किस तरीके से किन इक्वेशंस के तहत कैलकुलेशंस की जा सकती हैं. ब्रेक इवन एनालिसिस में हम सर्फ की एग्जांपल को देखेंगे विद अवेलेबल डाटा कि उसको जब इक्वेशन में पुट अप करें तो क्या इनपुट आती है, और आखिर में हम रोल ऑफ मैनेजर को भी डिस्कस करेंगे. यहाँ पे हम लोग डिस्कस करेंगे अलजेब्रिक अप्रोच को, जिससे हमने पहले बताया कि जी एनालिटिकल अप्रोच, स्टैटिस्टिकल अप्रोच भी यूज़ की जा सकती है, और अलजेब्रिक अप्रोच को हम ज़रा डिटेल में डिस्कस करने जाएंगे कि ब्रेक इवन पॉइंट ऑफ आउटपुट को अगर हम देखते हैं तो दैट इज़ इक्वल टू फिक्स कॉस्ट डिवाइडेड बाई कंट्रीब्यूशन पर यूनिट, वेयर एज कंट्रीब्यूशन क्या है कि सेलिंग प्राइस माइनस वेरिएबल कॉस्ट और फिक्स कॉस्ट इज इक्वल टू कंट्रीब्यूशन माइनस प्रॉफिट. अलजेब्रिक अप्रोच में जो दो इक्वेशंस यूज़ होती हैं वो ये हैं कि फिक्स कॉस्ट डिवाइडेड बाय कंट्रीब्यूशन पर यूनिट इनटू एसपीएफ पर यूनिट और फिक्स कॉस्ट डिवाइडेड बाय टोटल कंट्रीब्यूशन इनटू टोटल सेल्स. जबकि हम अब यहाँ सर्फ की एग्जांपल लेते हैं ब्रेक इवन एनालिसिस में, टोटल सेल्स हमारे पास 3 डिफरेंट ईयर्स के हमारे पास टोटल डाटा आ रहा है जिसमें टोटल सेल्स हैं, टोटल वेरिएबल कॉस्ट है, टोटल फिक्स कॉस्ट है. सो वी विल हैव अ लुक एट इट कि इक्वेशन में पुट अप करने के बाद हमारे पास क्या एनालिसिस आता है. सो इफ वी पुट द अवेलेबल डाटा ऑफ सेल्स एंड कॉस्ट इनटू दिस इक्वेशन, सो इफ योर current years break even of the current year, so then fixed cost divided by total cost into total sales. So when we input the data into it, so we get this 5.9 billion information, and when we have to do the analysis, so looking into the break even of 2004 and 2003 in this case, that means the previous year and then the prevailing year, so we can have an analysis of it where we are with the output of it. So here we can look at the break-even analysis representation graphically. So sales is on x-axis and revenue is on y-axis. So यहाँ पर हमारे पास fixed cost represent हो रही है, variable cost, total cost हमारे पास आ रही है, कि करंट ईयर डाटा और प्रीवियस ईयर और उससे प्रीसीडिंग ईयर का डाटा. इस केस में हम सर्फ एक्सेल की एग्जांपल को ले रहे हैं, तो जो डाटा हमने फीड इन किया था उसकी ग्राफिक रिप्रेजेंटेशन हमें यहाँ पे ये शो कर रही है. जब हम सेल्स रेवेन्यू के पैन से निकल के सेल्स और कॉस्ट के पैन में जाते हैं, सो जहाँ पे ग्रीन लाइन रेड लाइन को क्रॉस कर रही है, दैट बिकम्स द ब्रेक इवन पॉइंट, और उससे ऊपर के एरिया हमें प्रॉफिट शो कर रहा है कि अगर हम इस ब्रेक इवन पॉइंट से ऊपर सेल्स को लेकर जाते हैं तो दैट शोज द प्रॉफिट, और अगर हम उसके इस ब्रेक इवन पॉइंट से नीचे की तरफ देखते हैं तो दैट शोज अस द लॉस ऑफ इट. So in current scenario in Pakistan, the Toyota has to shut down one of their units because they were going below the break-even point, और break-even point से वो shutdown point की तरफ चले गए थे, जहाँ पे आपकी basic फिक्स कॉस्ट जो है उसकी रिकवरी भी नहीं हो सक रही थी. Now we will be discussing the role of manager, and in this that we have to look at the specific expectations, in which these 4 points will be discussed: the management basics, the business environment, entrepreneurship, and communication. So management basics, what we have to look at in this particular heading: levels and types of managers, their skills and responsibilities of managers, improving productivity. That is the basic of the management thing. The business environment, so we have to look at the ethics and social responsibility, impact of e-business, types of businesses, what type of businesses are running in and around, business issues, if there are any issues related to government, how it needs to be liaisoned in between. Entrepreneurship की बात आती है तो problem solving and then innovation, so we have to bring the innovation. Look at the Tesla, they are bringing innovation to the market. Look at Toyota, they are bringing innovation from petrol and diesel, they shifted to hybrid vehicles. Now Tesla is moving towards the electric vehicle, and they are improving the innovation in the improvement of their battery charging system. So these are those things which managers have to look into. Communication, so product produce business documents, business software, presentations, business vocabularies. So the basic emphasis is on descriptive course title, curriculum changes to better reflect needs of students taking course, decreasing the number of expectation, increasing numbers, updating sample, entrepreneurship, communication skill for business, developing numeracy skills, increased application of computer technology. So these all are related in different fields of managerial activities. Slide, we will be discussing the different strands, strand 1, 2 and 3 on the role of managers. So there is old understanding and the new one. So the old one, the small business environment, knew the role of the manager. Old one, it was at the role of entrepreneurship. Now it is operation management. In the old understanding, it was an operation management. Now it is called leadership. So the thing which was initially the human resource management is remained as human resource management. So these are the terminologies which have changed with the passage of time. The role of the manager, if we're looking into this strand 1, the overall expectation is demonstrate an understanding of the role of manager in an organization, describe business environment, demonstrate an understanding of entrepreneurship in an organization, demonstrate the use of appropriate communication techniques for business management. So with this we come to an end to the lecture of lecture 8 stream 5, and in next stream 6 we will be discussing further on the strand 2, 3 and 4 of better understanding on the management, that what operation management means, what leadership means, what human resource management means. And with that I will also be bringing one slide of the test, and the answer to those tests will be presented in the next lecture. That lecture will be of lecture 9 stream 1. So stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you. Allah Hafiz. Bismillah, Rahim, and Alaikum. This is Aamer Alyzaee coming with lecture 8 stream 6, and in this we will be continuing on to the strands 1, 2 and 3. So strand 1 we have already discussed it in the previous lecture, and today we will be discussing the different lectures on operation management and leadership and human resource management. So stay tuned. In this slide we will be discussing operations management. So overall expectations क्या हैं कि demonstrate an understanding of physical inventory control, demonstrate an understanding of the role of the basic component of the marketing functions, demonstrate an understanding of financial management techniques used in a business, and explain the factor to consider when preparing employee work schedules. So specific expectations क्या हैं, inventory control है, marketing इश्यूज हैं, फाइनेंशियल मैनेजमेंट है और स्केड्यूलिंग है. तो इन्वेंट्री कंट्रोल में आपने स्टॉक कंट्रोल को देखना है कि जब वो बनेगा वो अपने फैक्ट्री के वेयर हाउस में आएगा, उसकी टैगिंग प्रॉपर तरीके से हुई, सिस्टम में एंट्री हुई या नहीं बिफोर डिलीवरी फर्दर टू दी मार्केट. सो परचेजिंग प्रोसीजर्स फॉलो अप, उसकी फाइल्स मेंटेन हैं, आपके प्रोसीजर्स अपनी जगह पे फॉलो हुए कि नहीं। सप्लायर्स रिलेशनशिप, तो सप्लायर के साथ रिलेशनशिप किस तरह है कि एडवांस पेमेंट्स गई हैं तो डिलीवरीज टाइम पर हैं या नहीं, जो रॉ मटेरियल है वो टाइम पर डिलीवर हुआ या नहीं। सो ऑल दीज थिंग्स ही हैज़ टू मैनेज स्पेसिफिकली। एंड मार्केटिंग इशूज़, तो मार्केटिंग इसको देखना है, कस्टमर रिलेशनशिप मैनेजमेंट को देखना है कि कस्टमर की डिमांड क्या आ रही है, किस आइटम की डिमांड ज़्यादा है, किसको पहले प्रोड्यूस करना है, व्हाट इज़ द प्रोडक्शन साइकिल विच नीड्स टू बी फॉलोड। सो सेलिंग एंड मार्केटिंग स्ट्रेटजीज उनको देखना पड़ेगा कि कहीं सेल्स तो नहीं चल रही, कि बाकी मार्केट में आप सेल्स चल रही हैं और आप अपनी एक्चुअल प्राइस के ऊपर ही हैं, तो फिर जो कंज्यूमर है वो शिफ्ट हो जाएगा सेल्स के डायनामिक्स को देखते हुए कि जहाँ पे यही प्रोडक्ट उसको चीप प्राइस में मिल रही है। तो फाइनेंशियल मैनेजमेंट, कैश ट्रांजैक्शंस एंड डेली प्रोसीजर्स को देखना है, ऑपरेटिंग budgets, bookkeeping, so all these things need to be maintained on daily basis. Scheduling, job design and work arrangements and work schedules, which team will be giving rest and which team will be needed to be working as proactive with the proactive approach. We will be discussing the leadership. So overall expectation क्या है कि demonstrate an understanding of the nature and the importance of effective leadership in a business environment, demonstrate an understanding of the mechanics and processes of group dynamics, assess the role of manager in motivating employees. So leadership expectations क्या हैं, effective leadership, group dynamics and motivating employees. So effective leadership में हम देखते हैं कि leadership styles and application of diversity in the workplace, stages of group development and structures. So conflicts, अगर teams के दरमियान conflict हैं, where management के अंदर कोई conflict नज़र आ रहे हैं, आपकी labor के अंदर कोई conflicts नज़र आ रहे हैं, so try to resolve them through HR or through the management involvement and keep the dice rolling, and keep main target is to produce the products in time and then it supplies to the market. That supply chain flow need to be streamlined in a way that there shouldn't be any blockage, there shouldn't be any stoppage in between. So motivating employees, job performance, you have to put some incentives over there, employee of the month or employee of the year, and then some benefits and some bonuses, so that motivation keeps the laborers put their effort into it and put their 100% to it. So control techniques and incentives or rewards की जो मैं बात कर रहा हूँ, so that needs to be there. एंड जो मोटिवेशन करते हैं, जिस तरह मैं फॉर एग्जांपल देता होता हूँ टाटा और अंबानी की, कि जब ईयर एंड के ऊपर आता है तो अपने एम्प्लॉइज़ को किस तरीके से मोटिवेट करते हैं, दे इवन ऑफर फ्लैट्स एंड व्हीकल्स एंड बाइक्स टू देयर एम्प्लॉइज़, सो द एम्प्लॉइज़ will definitely try to put their 110% for them, and that is how they are growing, and that is how their business is being flourished into the whole world. Human resource management. So overall expectation is demonstrate understanding of procedures of hiring and training employees, demonstrate understanding of the laws and regulations that govern working conditions, assess local opportunities for employees that are of personal interest and that have potential for launching a career, and training on-job trainings are also very important. So specific expectations are hiring and training, legal considerations and career opportunities. So hiring and training in an HR, planning, recruiting, job selection process, job trainings, on-job training, so all these are related to the training section. Looking into the legal considerations, so employment laws, legal and ethical environment, health and safety, unionized and non-unionized employment, and the career opportunities. So personal skills for employment opportunities, skill required for managers, prepare necessary documentation for employment. So these are necessary things. In this slide, I am putting up the test on forecasting techniques, one of my previous lectures, and this quiz was given to the class, so you can also attempt on this. Look at your vocabulary, look at your understanding on the forecasting techniques, and then fill it up. So the answer to this particular quiz, I will be posting it in my next lecture. With this, we come to an end to the lecture 8, and next lecture we will be starting lecture 9, the chapter 9, and that will be focusing on perfect competition and monopoly, profit maximizing, output, shutdowns, decisions, and productive efficiency. So stay tuned, and inshallah we will be discussing in the next lecture, starting as lecture 9 stream 1. Assalamu alaikum.